Going on, guys? Thank you again for tuning into my channel. As always, Professor X Peter coming at you with more dropshipping life tips, e-commerce tips, whatever you guys need. So with that being said, we're gonna jump into my screen here. We're gonna talk exactly how I did 5 million in sales with Google Ads and how Google Ads could potentially save your dropshipping store or dropshipping in general in 2021 and the years to come. Now, I want to talk about this. Obviously, anybody who's been following me for a while knows we mostly use Google. I mostly do high ticket sales, but the idea is that Google is very, very versatile. So you have many opportunities to make money however you see fit. Low ticket, high ticket, whatever you choose to do, it is up to you completely, but the idea is to give you an idea on how Google works. So that's exactly what I'm going to do for you guys today. Let's look at the screen. So as you guys can see, here's my Shopify dashboard. This is from today, April 14th, 2021. I actually started the timeline on the right. This is all-time stats of September 1st, 2019. As you guys can see, this store alone has done 3.7 million in sales. The gross sales were a lot higher, but because of COVID, a lot of problematic situations. Of course, everybody knows 3.7 million in sales on this store. I will show you later on what the other sales are. Don't think I am capping. I am not. 5 million with Google Ads, most of all. Okay, so it actually was a pretty great day. 31K day, nothing too shabby. As you guys know, the high ticket life. Just on this Shopify account alone, I spent 420K in Google Ads. So that is about almost a 9x ROAS. As you guys can see on just this one store, almost a 9x ROAS. Like I said, the gross sales would be a lot closer to 12 to 13, but just some refunds have crushed us. It's okay. We'll survive. We'll be okay. This is exactly why, this is my ideology behind the Google, the Google being the Superman for dropshipping. So the beyond obvious to most, but the unknown to some, Google's buyer's intent. People don't understand that people go to Google to shop. Do you understand that? People go to Google to shop. They have a shopping tab. It is partially a shopping platform. It is a search party platform, but it is partially a shopping platform. They have a shopping tab, and you can even run ads to the text portion, hence Google text ads. So please understand that people actually go to Google to shop, whereas something like Facebook, as you can see on the screen, not so much. Nobody really goes to Facebook to shop, right? They go to Facebook to talk to their cousin, across the country, or in some other country potentially, maybe catch up with some family. But most people don't even go to Facebook to shop, which is the craziest part about dropshipping because most people think that they do. Now, it is also high shopping traffic. What do I mean by this? There's a lot of volume on Google. How much of the world uses Google? So much of it, and people don't even understand how big Google is. I'll even talk about that a little later on. People don't even get how big Google is, and as a partially a shopping platform, that is just a shopping outlet for you to use. So, and Facebook, we already know, everybody knows how often Facebook ads goes crazy and just bans people. I don't even have to talk about that, right? That is known amongst us. Google is cracking down a little bit, but that is just when they see, these spammy sites that, Facebook has almost let run too rampant, and, Google is trying to stay ahead of the curve, and they're, putting some weight on that, and sometimes they are taking action against some stores that they deem, maybe like high risk profile. Facebook bans, super common, ridiculously annoying. Their CPCs, this is really depending. The CPC on Facebook is just getting crazy. Like, it's getting wild. I think most people know this too, and especially for the fact that most people aren't even trying to buy, which is that's my reason behind it being too high. And no BI, no buyer's intent on Facebook. We talked about this. Nobody is going to Facebook to buy things. They are going to talk to their friends. They're not there to, get spammed by your ads and all that stuff. They actually hate that stuff, but, sometimes people get lucky and they have a great ad and it doesn't even matter. But still, I know when I'm on Facebook myself, which I rarely even am anymore, I am not there to shop. and it's just competitive. I feel like most people run to Facebook ads before they run anywhere else, and it just creates higher CPM and CPCs in all the niches. So that's just my opinion, but I mean, it's partially fact. If we consider all other things being perfect, what do I mean by this? All other things being perfect means that if your website's perfect, if your marketing's perfect, marketing strategy rather, your approach, your website is unbelievably professional looking, have good customer service set up, you have all the other stars aligned minus your ads platform, and there's no reason not to give Google a chance. At the end of the day, if you're profitable or if you're unprofitable, you always have an opportunity to either elevate that or switch it around. So your goal should be trying other things anyway. At the end of the day, it could easily help you in some certain way, which I might talk about in a bit, but you have to understand that, if you're in the scaling process and you find something that really works, an offer that's fantastic, there's no reason to branch out. You have the other perfect things, especially if you have a converting offer. You have the perfect things. You have the great website. You have the offer. You have the customer base, the right audience targeted. You have everything. So just give it a chance. But what gives you the best chance to sell? In my opinion, it's just Google. Like I said, people have that buyer's intent on Google. People are searching for something, and all you have to do is put it in front of them. Sometimes it costs a lot to put in front of them, sometimes it costs a little, but the idea is that cost is probably worth it being first, right? That that top 2-3 Google search rank on the page is always the best, because people are only clicking those top ones. So if you find the secret, and the secret is just coming up first, then you have the best chance of converting, right? So that is what gives you the best chance to sell. You want to be the number one on the highest searching platform. This is why it's more important, because of Google search partners, YouTube, etc. What am I talking about? The same way that the Facebook pixel works, right? You have customers tied in. It's like a spider web, right? Every time a customer flies in, they're stuck there. You get to hit them with different type of marketing ads, maybe some email ads, stuff like that. But the idea is that it's very powerful to retarget them. Google is super interconnected with so many websites. Their search partners are actually ridiculous. Some of the CPCs could be low. They're probably on websites that you don't even notice, but that's how people are running ads to on these random websites a lot of the time. They're using people like Google and their search partners to target you on those websites. It's crazy how people always say, oh my God, I was just searching on this and I just randomly found, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, yeah, you were on the site the other day. You just kind of got stuck in the pixel and they were targeting you on the Google search partners. On top of that, YouTube is owned by Google or vice versa. They're just one and the same entity at this point, right? Most people, or just people in general, might know that, if you're trying to run YouTube ads, it's with Google. So there are a lot of situations where Google could be very valuable to you, especially having a Google Pixel attached. I recommend having that attached even if you don't even have a campaign ready to launch, because you never know when it might come in handy. Okay, connect your Google Pixel. Connect all your pixels. My last slide, which is the rest of these sales, like I told you guys, okay? And this is just for really motivational purposes. Please understand that all this still came from Google. This is two different Shopify stores. As you can see, both of them started around the same time. The one on the bottom didn't get really things picked up till February, March. And, as you can see, the store started scaling right when 2021 started. Pretty crazy stuff, because now the store is probably going to be consistently doing 6 figures for the rest of its life. As you can see, this giant meter. And then the store on the top, 860K in sales as well. And this store, like we said, this one started a little before July. So we really started taking this one off. We scaled it right out of the gate. It was almost, it got crazy. So, and the reason that, there was a big drop off come 2021 was because things got a little crazy. We got a Shopify payment hold for a little bit, but whatever. We're back. But as you guys can see, this totals up a net sales of over 5 million. All came from Google Ads. And at the end of the day, I know this is just high ticket, but at the end of the day, it's all about finding the converting offer, and you could do that whichever way you can do that, as long as you do it smart. Read your data, calculate your profit, because those are the most important things, and that way you can find a converting offer, whether it's Facebook or Google, which I recommend. I seriously recommend trying it at the least. You may find that it will greatly work out for you, like it did for me, like it did for some of my clients, and like it did for most of my stores. So at the end of the day, I've tried the Facebook route. I've even tried the low ticket route. It's just a lot harder, super expensive, and this was, you know, maybe a year and a half ago too. So 2 years ago. So, you know, since then, I'm sure it's gotten a lot more expensive, but I'm sure the principles are very similar. Google, in the meanwhile, has also made some changes, but it also has stayed the same in the general regards that I've talked about it. So, guys, so before I end this video, I'm going to show you guys what it would look like from the customer's perspective, so you get a rough idea of what I'm talking about. For anybody that doesn't know Google Shopping, or just in general some Google style ads, we're going to go ahead and look at it on the computer screen, and maybe this is something that you could consider. Maybe it's something you've seen before, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. Okay, so I'm going to pull up a new window here, and let me search something like giant stuffed teddy bear. Okay, so this is just the different type of ads, right? So as you can see here on my screen, the first things are Google text ads, right? We're in the all tab here, and these are just Google text ads. You know, you can see here it says ad. These people are probably paying a lot, considering that all three of them are running ads. This guy's paying the most because he has the most text here with 4 different site links. It looks pretty good, like a pretty good ad though. He has the rating in the copy. That's pretty good. But as you can see, people are just all running text ads for these giant teddy bears. So this is just one type of ad. This is the second type of ad. It is the shopping ad, but it is on the side. But there's also a shopping tab. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say Google is a shopping platform. This is what I mean. This is the shopping tab. As you can see, giantteddybear.com, Balma Home, Radwish, Joyfay, all these companies are running these shopping ads to the words giant stuffed teddy bear, which is what I search in the search bar. So the idea is, you know, they might be paying a few bucks a click, but, you know, as long as their margins are pretty good, you know, 60, 70, 80%, this is probably a Shopify store, they're probably making decent profits. You know, this is a medium ticket item. I still wouldn't recommend, but at the end of the day, if they're profiting, you know, what I think they might be profiting, odds are they're doing a good job. So these are just some of the ways that you can use your products to advertise on Google. That is not even including the Google search partners. That is not even including the Google YouTube ads, stuff like that. But, you know, those are just for different type of creative moments. But, you know, this is just to give you a rough idea of how you might run your ads that could be effective for you. You know, these are two huge style ads, the text ad and the shopping ad, and that's exactly it. So if this is something that interested you, let me know in the comments section. Go ahead and comment, shoot the like, shoot me subscribe, turn on notifications, and let me know what you want to see more from me. I don't mind doing any dropshipping challenges, any cool stuff like that. I am really not opposed. Let me know in the comments what it is you guys want to see. If you guys want to see tutorials, stuff like that, I am really open to it, guys. I'm new to learning about what my audience wants, and I want my audience to learn as much as they can from me. Definitely hit subscribe. Check out my Instagram. Follow me on TikTok.